we're gonna try and cover what we think are Erra underrated songs. I think the other day I finally realized like this is the name of this song from the album that I'm always playing in my head.
It was a breakup song for me at one point a long time ago when it first came out. He's like a dying breed of metal vocalist that you don't really see much of anymore. They're deceptively radio friendly, right? That's a money track.
Dude, that song has to give you goosebumps, man. Like, so ridiculous.
Okay, back at it. So we thought maybe this time we're going to do something a little different for the next few sessions. We happen to have an Erra concert coming up, so we're going to take advantage of that and do some Erra here. Erra's one of our favorite bands, and they're highly underrated. And even for ourselves, like there's plenty of songs to Erra to appreciate. So we're going to go through a bit of a discography this week of Erra. So let's look at, we're going to start with Remnant. Do you want to start chronologically or do you want to just do it?
Yeah, start with Remnant. I mean, I don't think Erra in general, is underrated. I think, they get quite a few views in their stuff. Their Spotify does well.
Yeah.
I when we obviously first found them early on, they obviously at the time were, but I think now they're, I think they're pretty big. So
they seem to be getting there. Yes.
But as with any, no matter how big a band gets, even Lamb of God, they have their underrated songs. And so we're going to try and cover what we think are Erra underrated songs.
Remnant, that's a good place to start. This is off of their last album, self-titled. I think they were on Sumerian before, and they moved on to UNFD. And this is their first album with the new record label. I believe this is also the first album without their last guitarist, who was their guitarist for Drift and before then. So that is also why we hear a little bit of a different kind of a shift. I think some of them he might have actually had something to do with, but I think half of this album I don't think he did. So you can definitely hear it. Like since this album, Erra's kind of taken a bit of a turn, in a good way, but you can definitely hear that their sound has kind of evolved as a band from this album, and then their recent one, Cure, as well. So let's start with Remnant here.
This album, a lot of Erra kind of reminds me of like Higher Place from Born of Osiris a bit, where like for some reason I play the albums through front to back a lot, and I don't ever like put the song to the name very well. I don't know how to make that make sense, but like I think the other day I finally realized like this is the name of this song from the album that I'm always playing in my head.
It's definitely one of those songs that can get overlooked pretty easily, but it's one of their best.
Especially the end. It's another one of those songs that like especially live would be sick, just based on how the end goes, and the way it finishes, it gets stuck in your head. It's one of those songs.
There's some really good guitar parts in this song. Like the riffs in this song are really, really good. It's another, I perceive it as a breakup song. Just lyrically kind of feels that way. Maybe it's just me, but yeah. Like if you look into the lyrics, repair this cracked foundation, reconstruct without the pieces. Like if you look into the lyrics, it does feel like very much like a breakup song. And it was a breakup song for me at one point a long time ago when it first came out. And it's it's one of those. It's a good one, man. For that too. Like it's.
Snore and I just watched a special on Netflix about Ashley Madison. Yeah. So if you can picture what these dudes were going through when that shit got leaked. These lyrics are like that to a T.
It wasn't that bad for me, but I can't speak too much to that either. But Remnant it's a good song. So and then this album's really good, by the way, as well. I think this album was really, really probably their highest, like one of their best albums they've had. Period. I think they probably I think Drift was probably like their where they really took a huge turn. Like I felt like Drift was when like they shot up for like just in general as a band. Like that was their biggest like ascent as a band in terms of popularity.
That was when they blew up. Yeah.
And then I think Neon like definitely helped, but I don't think it didn't blow up much more than anyone would have expected. Although Neon was really good, and then this last one with their recent one, the self-titled, which Remnant is on, is I felt like it did really well for them. I felt like this got them like another huge surge in popularity. I don't know if I can say the same thing so far for Cure. I don't know if that's something to do with the timing of the release of that album. It's really good. Like this Cure album is really good, but it doesn't seem to me, I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out when we see them live in a few days. But it feels like they've kind of hit a bit of a plateau, and
Yeah, I think so.
which is fine, I guess. Like it's gonna
Well, I
happen.
mean, they're getting a couple million views and stuff on YouTube at least. Like that's pretty peak for the kind of music.
Yeah, stuff. Yeah, for what it is, it's really good. Again, Erra has this nice quality about them that they're pretty generally speaking kind of radio friendly. Like they're deceptively radio friendly, right? Like
Yeah.
we can talk about Skyline. We can talk about I think the new one, Past Life Persona, is a really good one. They always have these songs that are very accessible to non-metal people, or that you could kind of sneak under the radar with some people and get away with it, like whereas maybe like Veil of Maya, Bone of Osiris, Lamb of God, stuff like that, like are usually you play that kind of stuff, it's pretty obvious right off the bat. Some Erra, by comparison, it just seems to, I don't know, like it just kind of blends in with a more radio friendly tone to it. And from what I've noticed, at least, people that aren't typically metal people tend to gravitate towards Erra. All right, yeah. So you know what? Let's just get right into it. This is
Let's
Remnant.
do it.
It's a wicked song. Let's hit it.
This wicked design, bastard eyes, my feelings
Yeah, it's a money track.
Dude, that song has to give you goosebumps, man. Like so ridiculous.
Yeah. All the clean guitars on that. Like the mix is so good, and those that guitar riff like towards that like last third of that song is just it's clean, like it's not like overtly noodling or like crazy and technical, but it's like so clean. Like it's just super melodic and like just hits you
It's a good
so
a good
nice.
flow, and same with the
Yeah.
vocals here. I think like going the back and forth clean, like a lot of times with when you get clean vocals going with the heavy, like
Uh,
sometimes it doesn't align, but it perfectly aligns here.
JT is like the quintessential gent metal vocalist right now, honestly. Like his sound is like a just a nice deep, that deep tonal growl without being like it's not overtly scratchy or anything like that. And it's
You don't really think about it. It's just like
yeah,
there's nothing to question there. It's just like
to
yeah,
me
it's exactly
he
what you want to hear.
yes, and to me he's like he's like a cleaned up version, I would say, of Brandon Butler in a lot of ways. Like he has that same sort of deeper tone with the sort of vibrato to his vocals, while still being like pretty clear and very like he's very polished, I would say. But he's very it's very metal, right? But it's very kind of deceptive as well. Like it's very nice. I find it really pleasant in terms of metal vocalists. Very good to the ear. Very good tone wise. I like that depth. It really matches their guitars and just their general tone and the way he's one of those like old school gent metal vocalists to me. Like he's one of the he's like a dying breed of metal vocalists that you don't really see much of anymore. And just like, he fits the song so well. That song's amazing. So
But yeah, like that the chorus, like the unknown destinies, you speculate,
yeah,
hesitation, you generate. Like that's the stuff that just gets stuck in your head all day.
yeah, yeah,
I love it.
yeah. He's not. This is so good. Yeah. So I mean, there you go. There's Remnant in the books. Let's move on to the next Erra song. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. That was Erra, and we got more of them coming for you next. We're gonna go a little more old school in this one. Classic Erra. One of my favorites. This is Andromeda. It's coming up next. Stay tuned.